Hi, time for another grocery haul. So I went to Whole Foods tonight and I purchased a number of things, so thought I would film it. And to be honest, a lot of these were pretty impromptu purchases as I went in a bit hungry. So just to share with you, let's start with this key lime vegan cheesecake from Daya. No idea how it's gonna be. Those are the ingredients and the nutrition facts in case you're interested. Then I got some frozen veggies. This is pretty good. I like making a stir fry with it, and it's a lot more affordable. It's like $2.69 a pack versus like buying the pre-made like fried rice like packs or whatever, because it's just like super easy to add spices and saute this up and then like pair it with rice or just eat it on its own. I like to use, for reference, the Moroccan spice blend that I got from Morocco, and it like just adds such a nice kick to it. But really, very good, very convenient too when it's frozen and cut up like this. Okay, these are my favorite types of buns. They're like soft pretzel. They're so expensive. They're like $4.79 for like 4 buns, so it's kind of outrageous, but that said, it's still gonna be cheaper than like you going to a restaurant and getting like a pretzel burger. I like to pair this with, if you've seen my other posts, like the Trader Joe's salmon burgers. So they just like are perfect, and they freeze really well too. I just put this into a toaster oven if I need to defrost it, and comes out like a dream, like super soft on the inside and really crispy on the outside. All right, so I got some pretty basic, some chicken. It's a little bit pricey, but I got, $4.99 a pound, but whatever. I guess I also got the organic one, which I wasn't paying attention to. Okay, well that explains why it was so expensive. Okay, moving on. I love the eggs at Whole Foods because they're big and brown. And these were definitely an impulse buy. I've been craving chicken nuggets. I think it's because if you've seen my other posts, like I've been watching The Bachelorette, and they keep having episodes where people are just eating chicken nuggets, and I don't know, this looked like not that bad for you, relatively speaking. I'm sure it's not great for you, but here's the ingredients again. It doesn't look terrible. That's a nice thing about buying stuff at Whole Foods. You generally know you're not going to get something that's horrible. Okay, and then this was another impulse buy. It's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, I couldn't resist. I love mac and cheese. I saw a post about mac and cheese today, and this is what happens. I see something, I can't forget about it, especially when it comes to food, and then I go out and I like buy everything, because I've never heard of shells with Alfredo before. Like, that's so interesting, and I think I might actually have that tonight, because it just looks like incredibly good. It's not healthy. None of this is healthy. These were 99 cents a box. I mean, for sure more than like your general Kraft mac and cheese, but I presume it's going to be a little bit better for you. Just a little bit. And again, I only live next to a Whole Foods, so it's not like I really had the option to go elsewhere. So here you go. It's the trouble of living in New York. And then I love sardines. I haven't had them in a while, but there's just something so satisfying and convenient about sardines, because you can store them, and then when you're hungry and you want some protein but you don't want to like cook a whole chicken, right, you can like grab these, pair it with some crackers or whatever you want, and they're just like, I just often eat them on their own, and they're never like not satisfying. So I got a marinara sauce one, and I got an extra virgin olive oil with lemon, because that sounded really tasty. And then lastly, chopped spinach, my favorite frozen veggie to get, because it's so easy to mix with anything you have on hand. Whether it's, you're cooking up like a chicken and you just want to add, like, as you finish cooking the chicken, you can sprinkle some of this in, and then you're not just eating chicken, right, you're eating like a relatively healthy vegetable, and it's already pre-chopped, pre-washed. You just put it in and it cooks within like literally a minute. So okay, this is my full haul. Hope you guys enjoyed and found this helpful. All of this together was like $38. I did use my Prime discount, which took like $1 off, and this item was on sale. So, okay, not cheap. I'm sure you could get better value elsewhere. While we're at it, I'm actually going to cook the nuggets tonight. So here they are in the frozen package. here are the cooked nuggets. Pretty good. So I took a bite out of one of them so you can see the inside. Yeah, these are good. I cooked them in my toaster oven over here. And I'm going to enjoy them with some organic ketchup. Also decided to cook these shells in Alfredo. So here is half of it. Alright, adding a spoonful of almond milk. Mixing that in. Now adding in the powder mix. I'm going to put in half of it, because again, that's how much of the pasta I cooked. Oh, that might have been more than half. Okay. And now we stir. And, yep. Okay, and this is it. Alright, I definitely added more than half the powder, because it's pretty salty. Normally mac and cheese isn't, but warning, this one is definitely salted. But I like it. It's got a good garlic powder flavor. You can really taste the seasonings. And alright, that's it for this video. Thank you. Good morning. It's now the next day, and I thought I'd show you guys how I use this item that I had in my favorites, which was a coffee filter. That is like sort of a one step and you can do everything. So it's about 2 tablespoons of coffee in there, and then you just add your hot water from the kettle and literally just pour it in. I need more than that, but you get the idea, and then it'll drip on down. Okay, wanted to show you guys the open package of the marinara sauce sardines. They look good, and I had a taste of the sauce, and it's pretty good. And here are the ingredients. I would say if you are opening this tin, do it over the sink because this guy splattered everywhere. And here's how the meat looks like. It is a little dry. Maybe like a lot of canned sardines are that way. But generally, you know what? It's fine. It's good. I'm gonna show you guys how to make this chicken recipe that I got inspired by Manchi. So I have here the chicken thighs that you saw me buy from Whole Foods. I am going to grab a couple pieces and then first rinse them under the sink. Okay, so that's the rinsed off chicken. We'll put the other chicken aside for now. I'm just going to make a couple pieces. And so basically I want to marinate the chicken, and I think like Manchi does in her video, I'm just going to cut some slits into the top. And I should do this on a cutting board, but honestly then you have to wash the cutting board and it's just, I'm a little lazy. There are pieces of fat, so I think I'm going to try to get some of these off. Then what I'm going to do is add some of this Chinese cooking wine. It's rice cooking wine. I have a huge bottle of it. What it does, I find it's really helpful when you add it to any sort of meat, so seafood, chicken, etc., before you cook it, because it kind of helps take away some of the smell. And like the, just I feel like it gives it a little bit of a disinfecting. So, yes. So let's mix that up. Alright. And then what I'm going to do, move this closer so you can see, is add in some almond milk. A little bit to help to tenderize it in place of cow's milk, just because I don't actually like dairy based milks that much, so this is a better alternative. Then I'm going to add this Whole Foods mother-in-law's gochujang, which is super spicy, as they warn you on the label, and I absolutely love it. It's so good. So just gonna get a pretty generous helping of that and put that in. And then what I'm going to essentially do after now is just mix it all up and let the chicken sit and marinate for a little bit. And then afterwards, we can make it into a soup with some potatoes and onions. Okay, we're sauteing up some onions now, which I will pair with the chicken. Let's have these guys cook down first before we add the chicken. Okay, so this is how the onions are looking. And here is our chicken that we marinated earlier. I'm gonna put the chicken in. Getting a little bit hot in here. You can just see it sizzling right away. It smells delicious. Yeah, take it there and just help flip it. And get this guy to cook evenly. And then cover that up and let it cook inside for a bit. This is a Mediterranean blend that we got yesterday, which I'm gonna go ahead and stir into chicken so that way it has a nice little veggie side to go with it. So, cover the chicken and then dump this right in. Oh no, okay, that was probably too much. That's it. I can eat this first. Stir that right up. Mix that in. The nice thing is the gochujang is such a flavorful sauce that especially if you like spicy things, which I'm a huge fan of, so this just adds a ton of flavor. Okay, I think this is all done. The veggies are nice and hot and soft. Turn off the heat. And I'm gonna sprinkle on some parsley just to give it a little bit more flavor. All right. So this is the finished dish. I just had to film this because the chicken is so juicy and tender, as you can see here, and the veggies are so flavorful from having stewed in that chicken broth with the gochujang spices. So yes, very satisfied with this. Okay, time to open up and try this key lime cheesecake. So it's definitely smaller than I thought. So here's like the size of my hand, and I have relatively small hands, so looks good though. And here it is unwrapped in its glory. Looks good. Let's try to take a little bite and see how that is. Oh, it's like really, really frozen solid. Okay, so annoyingly I realized that you're supposed to thaw this guy out for 4 to 6 hours in the fridge or 30 minutes outside. But then once you thaw it, you can't like refreeze it. But it's like, who is gonna finish one of these all in one sitting, right? And it's like super hard to cut while it's frozen. Like this is such a sharp and heavy butcher knife, and you can see I barely got to cut through any of it, and then it just basically got stuck. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna figure this out. Or maybe I will just eat this whole thing today. But again, this goes to my fundamental issue with a lot of like grocery store items. They're just like not designed for people who eat meals on their own. It's just very frustrating. I have to say, so I took a few pieces. Flavor's pretty good. Nice and limey and not too sweet. Also, I cooked this shells and white cheddar cheese mac and cheese, so figured I would show you guys how this took a bite. It's pretty good. I like it. It's a little bit bland, but it's got a salty taste to it. That's kind of what you'd expect from a boxed mac and cheese.